Hey, YouTube. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up as you enter the room. I'll wait till I get some more people come in, then I'll start. Who's on here? Lurking in the background. I know some of y'all probably at work, so. All right, I'll wait. What the hell? This big old looking. See, this one got the window wide open, all kind of. Get out of here. Look like a big old. Hey, Glamorous Dawn. Oh, I work for Concentrics. Let me write it. Well, let me write it down. Then dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm gonna. Hey, who else is in the room? It's really not much I could do with. Yeah, I can, but it's really so much that I could really say. I just started training. Oh goodness, I'm so. Oh, my back is hurting me. I just started training last week, so. But in regards to it, I could tell you about it. The company seems it's legit for one. Um, they've been around for quite a long time, so it's not like one of those IBO companies with a rise or anything. And the benefits are great, even though I have to wait 90 days for benefits, but that's typical for most companies. Um, they see it's very professional, I could tell you that, particularly, working at other companies in the past, not working from home, but it's a very good company. It's been around since the 90s. They've been they've grown in the years that they've been around. They acquired a lot of different companies throughout their tenure, I guess. They work with a lot of major companies. I can't tell you which contract I'm doing. It's not a contract. Um, you work for Concentrics, but they kind of work as a third party, I guess you could say, for other major companies. So right now, I work for a very reputable major company. So I'm not allowed to disclose which contract I have, but it's very good. They offer benefits, mental, medical, dental, vision, 401k. Um, it's pretty good. It's a very good company. What's so funny about it is that when I applied at Concentrics, they said I was a previous employee before, but I was like, I don't remember. So I did start it with them, but I don't think I had completely went any further because I can't remember what happened, but I must have applied, got hired, but never officially started anything in terms of training. But this time around, I got hired, and they basically sent me the equipment. They sent me the equipment, so you don't have to use your own personal computer. It depends on which contract you have, but it's going good so far. Hey, Romeo. All right, y'all, hit the thumbs up as you're into the room. I appreciate it. So right now it's pretty slow in terms of the training because we just started last week, Thursday. And you know how when you first start a job, any job, whether it be work from home or working, going into the office, you do all the paperwork first, the HR, going over rules and regulations and things like that. No, I didn't watch Mike Martin about the house market. Well, it's that's gonna be another video when I talk about that. So, but anyways, it's going. But Concentrix is a pretty good company. And then it's like the minute you apply for one company and get hired, then all of a sudden there's a vast influx of emails that I get that they're hiring at other companies. They're looking for a lot of people. Let me tell you, this is an opportunity to work from home because so many companies are converting. They used to have offices in the buildings, and because of this, situation, people are working from home and converting a lot of employees to work from home because you really don't need to be in an office per se. You got the cloud and all these programs and systems in place. You don't really need to be in a cubicle to do that anymore. So, and a lot of companies also outsourcing to consulting firms such as Concentrix. So, but there's a lot of companies out there. T-Tech, TTEC. I worked with them last year, but I wasn't working from home. It was a seasonal position, and I was working up there in Duluth. And they also offered a work from home position for the same job that I was doing, working in the call center. It's cheaper to let employees to stay home, no lease of a building, and follow the state. Yep, exactly. And that's what's happening. You know, they ain't gotta acquire any type of office, and they don't have to acquire all of those type of expenses. And also, they don't even have to go overseas anymore. At one point, AT&T and all these big companies, they used to outsource those jobs to India and the Philippines and all these internet, excuse me, and all of these foreign countries. Now you don't have to do that. They don't have to really hire people from these other countries to do the jobs. They have these jobs right here in the United States, and they're hiring people to right here in the United States for just as this, and also internationally, not just they just shut down internationally, but there's companies out there. They have presence in Canada, United States, and India, and all over the world internationally. So a lot of jobs are being created to stay right here in the United States as well. So that's a good thing. So, but that job you have now is no, it's not. But see, I can't tell y'all the company I work with. It's a major company, international company for sure. It's pretty good. You see it advertised all over the internet. I can tell you because see, a thing about a type of company such as Concentrix and Sykes and T-Tech, you know those companies you see online a lot, and even those IBOs, like for instance, Arise, where you could either be an independent contractor for a small independent call center. Basically, you could work as an independent contractor or be an employee. So, and some of these companies, they don't just have one company, they work with multiple companies. It's like a lot of companies could have a contract for, say, one big conglomerate. So, without really saying a whole lot, working for a company, let's say Office Depot. No, let me give you an example from an actual company that I work with. Last year, when I was working with TurboTax, I was working with I was working through I keep forgetting this damn company. Not Arise, the other one. Oh, your schedule is fixed or you pick up that tough tour. No, but this one I'm doing, I'm in training. So after you get out, after you finish training and you go into nesting, then they'll tell us what schedules they have. So they'll tell you what kind of schedule you could choose from after you get out of training. So right now it's a set schedule, and then after that, you choose whatever schedule it is. So I just have to get out of training first, and then schedules comes later. But if I had to choose a schedule, I would prefer something early during the morning. Like if they say 7 a.m., I want to start as early as I can so I could finish and still have time to do other things, say in the late afternoon or evening. So, but no, this particular company and the contract I'm working with is not 24/7. Now, I did come across, see, I'm trying to think of that other company's name, not Arise. Let me see. I don't know why I can't seem to remember this dumb company's name. Let me look this up real quick. All right, y'all, got one thumbs up. Me get two. You hear good or bad about Starbucks as an employer? Hmm? I understand your question. I can't speak on retail type of companies like that. I mean, I've always, I don't know. I don't know much too much about Starbucks. I don't drink coffee, and if I did drink coffee, it would be something like one of those frappuccino in a bottle. Hey, Shell, what is that other company's name? Well, let me tell you, it's like Cytel is one company. It's called Concentrix is a competitor, but the one that I had Working Solutions is the other. Live Ops, that's it. Live Ops. I worked at Live Ops last year, and I was an independent contractor, and the contract they had was TurboTax or Intuit Tax. So into Live Ops and a whole bunch of companies got TurboTax as a client. So they all do the same training. They all do the same. Yep, Next Rec. Hey, Vicky. Next Rep, I got a phone interview with them next week, Monday. I just found that job on Rat Race Rebellion, and I applied with Next Rep about a week ago. And they said, "Oh, we don't have anything available." So then I checked again and logged on. Then they said they had a schedule, so they had all these different schedules. So I chose. I have a to speak with the talent acquisition next Monday at 10:15 tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, Monday. I'm gonna see what they talking about. So Live Ops, I was working with them last year, and the thing with Live Ops was if you have any, you have to use your own computer, your own resources. You downloaded all these different programs on that. I had downloaded all these different things on my laptop, and it was not last. It was 2 winters ago, and they had like a storm, and I couldn't log on. And because their contract specified any type of issue, I had to go with 2-3 days without logging on, so I couldn't get on the computer to bill them because you only get paid per minute as you were talking on the phone, and then you bill them with the billable minutes, and that was it. But I did not like working with iFox as a company. To me, I felt that you only get paid when you're talking, and then when they had some technical issues on their end, you had to go through loops for somebody to help you to fix it. And they didn't even, and so therefore, the 3 days I was not able to log on. It was winter, snowing, ice, so I couldn't do Uber Eats and do the food apps at the time because Uber Eats and stuff suspended their service, so I couldn't go out and do food deliveries to make any money. And that was the worst thing of all. It stressed me out so bad. I don't even gonna tell y'all what happened. I couldn't even tell you what happened. But after the right before the peak of the tax season started, that's when they was like, "Oh, we need people on the phone," and you can only schedule yourself 10, 20 minutes, 15-minute increments at a time. So if you didn't get those first dibs and claim those slots before it got taken, you ass out of luck. But it was pretty much I don't know. I made about let me see what I made with them. I made about $600, $800 with them for those couple months. But a lot of times, a lot of your time was dead time. You was sitting around waiting for somebody to call your phone. And then the minute I go downstairs to get something to drink, the phone rings and I'm literally running back upstairs to answer the phone. But yeah, that's Live Ops. And like I said, there was at least 4, 5, 6 different companies that would, if you needed assistance, like go on Slack. Slack is like you go online if you have any questions. I didn't too much care for Slack too much. And then you had all these different people. They worked at all these different IBOs, Working Solutions and LiveVox, and I'm quite sure Concentrix was one of them. I don't remember seeing Concentrix on the list. Nah, I don't think they were. But it will be multiple companies working for, say, TurboTax. I know Sitel, because I knew this other person. She worked at Sitel for 5 years, working from home. She was the one taking the calls for Starbucks. So if anybody have problems with Starbucks or whatever, they call that 800 number. Sitel, which she worked for, would take calls for Starbucks for customer service. So a lot of these companies, they don't have a customer service department, you know. So most of the time, like Wendy's, McDonald's, you're not calling Wendy's and McDonald's. You're calling another company that takes calls for those type of companies. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Romeo. I need to stop back to these damn eating this damn candy. Well, it's just lame. Hope this thing don't be acting up. Vicky, what you been up to? I'll wait for Romeo's question to pop up. Oh, here it is. It's good to it's good to still at college. What? Why your sentences be all crazy? Let me see. Is it good to stay in college or drop out from college? That's up to you. I can't answer that. I mean, if you have to, delay going to college, but put it this way, this is a better question. Would I take out a whole bunch of student loans ever again to go to college? Nope, I would not. Would I major in something like international studies and don't do anything with it? I would not. I wouldn't go to, put it this way, I wouldn't go to college. I wouldn't have probably had no degrees if I had to do it. If I had to do it all over again and turn back the clock, I would have gone into the military and go to school through the GI Bill or go to school while I'm in the military. That's what I would have. And then I would have majored in something more in demand, like medical or um, technical. I would have never gone. I would have never gone to school. I would have never got my MBA. Nothing. Not because I'm not doing anything with it now, because really I'm not. I just think going to get a degree may be good at that time when I was getting my MBA because, I was um, pursuing something within the government and trying to go, because depending on if you're working for like a government sector, a lot of those positions at the time require that you have a degree. When I was going, see, it's different. See, I'm 51 years old. It's different. When I was going to school and working, it was beneficial that someone get a degree. Now, it's not because you go to study certain job occupations. It don't require that you go to a 4-year college. You go to a technical school. You go to Gwinnett Tech. If you live in Georgia, you go to Gwinnett Tech or go to any other technical college and go for 2 years and spend little to nothing and be job ready and be in the workforce. So it's different in this time of year. It's different now. How am I doing staying at home? Well, you got to stay at home with this shelter in place. So 9 p.m. to 7, you can't be out and about. But, I've always been pretty much a homebody. The only reason why I've been out and about for these last 4 years was because the type of jobs I was doing. I was doing deliveries, Uber, Grubhub, doing grocery shopping, pizza, Domino's. See, I was always out and about anyway. But now that I don't do those gigs anymore and the job I'm doing is working from home, it's kind of like what I've always been doing before. Do I think the government will put a lockdown? If it gets worse, if you know, they keep saying if this thing doesn't go into a downward curve or a slowing curve or whatever, and it gets bad, they probably will. But you know what? You could naturally have a lockdown if businesses like fast food places, if they were to close down, say 9 o'clock, they close their doors. Supermarkets, Walmart and stuff, they already close at 9 o'clock. Schools are already closed. So it could be a naturally things will close down because there will be nowhere to go. All the bars are closed, restaurants are closed, so, and nail salon, shopping stuff, all those places are closed anyway. The only place that's staying open is either going to be a fast food place, and they're going to be either open at 9 or 10 o'clock, and that's it. So because I could see supermarkets if they closing at 9 o'clock at Walmart and Kroger's. Chick-fil-A closed at 10 because I went to Chick-fil-A when I got up when I had finished working for tonight. I was like, I didn't feel like cooking nothing, and I used my little Cash App, and I said I put $10 on that Cash App and went to Chick-fil-A and brought myself right on back home. And Chick-fil-A, I thought they was closing at 10. But then the one I went to was they said they had closed. Well, I thought they closed at 9. They said they closed at 10. But I was sworn that they were closing at 9 because when I was driving back from Pikes to take a dumb picture, I had drove by the Chick-fil-A in Tucker, and I saw that they were closed. It wasn't even 10 o'clock because I had to hurry up and get home before 9, but I got home about 9:20 or whatever, and I saw that they were closed. It wasn't even 10 o'clock. I said, what? Chick-fil-A closed? It's not even 10 o'clock? So I don't understand why the one in Stone Mountain was saying they were still, why they was closing at 10 o'clock. I sworn they would have all closed at 9. But see, Chick-fil-A, for instance, is a franchise. So maybe they just had a different closing. But let me see. I could tell on my app if they closed. I know they closed now. It's 10:31. So if Walmart and the supermarkets closing at 9 and all the fast food places close at 9, automatically that's a shutdown, a shelter in place. There's no reason that people be driving up and down the road. There's no reason to be driving up and down the road. Because I know one thing, last night, when I went to, the other things I do is the merchandising, and it was $15. And I said, hell no. They said they wanted a picture showing Pikes were closed. So I said, dang it, I got to go all the way to Pikes, take this dumb picture so I can make sure I get all my money. And I did that, because I couldn't do it during the day because I'm working, $58.50. That's strange. Oh, never mind. That is right. So, so when I went to going back home, all I saw was cops all up in the dark, all on the side of, it must have passed about 4 or 5 cops driving back home. I was like, let me hurry up. Because if they really wanted to implement that shelter in place and you're not supposed to be driving about, they could have randomly pulled me over or pulled anybody over if they wanted to. So I guess when they put things in place and they start cracking down, let me tell you when it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse if it starts to get to millions of people. Say millions of people die from this. And I can't say the word because I think if you say it, you get it's like they automatically flag your channel and then it will cut off. So I think if it gets worse and people are still driving about, going about their business, going about or whatever, then I think they'll be a little bit more strict about it. That's why people want Trump to do a government mandate shutdown versus the state handling it. So in some cases, the counties are doing it based on each county. Because I know when I went in Tucker, I read the thing on Tucker. They got something else they did last week. So they are saying that all places get closed down that's not essential in Tucker. So if you ain't essential, you closing. And they had the signs on the doors too. If they felt that and I'm not talking about closing at 9 o'clock. I'm talking about permanently closed until further notice. So all the nail salon, barbershops, and what is it? Beauty supply stores. Nope, close. Click, close its doors. But that's not my topic for today. My topic is about working from home. Now, one of the things, working from home, it requires you a lot of discipline, I can tell you that. Now, in the beginning, if you still happen to get a job working from home and you start your training, that's going to require that you have a lot of patience. Oh, ain't nothing in the window. That's the neighbor's window that you see next door. Let me close this dang window. It looks like something's in the window, doesn't it? But there's nothing in the window. Hell no. But this bug coming in the house. Hold on. Hell fucking no. Shit. I'm like, it does look like something coming in the window. See, that's no, that's not nothing crawling. That's the shadow. Not shadow. That's the neighbor window that you see. It looked like something's coming inside. Then after that, some dang flying ass bug. Boy, I said, I didn't know flying roaches. I say one time I saw that it was flying. I was like, hell no. I'd never seen that before. So I had to put that window down. No, it looked like something was in the window, but it's not. Shoot, that scared the hell out of me. When I first put this computer in this room, this is the master bedroom because I don't have no bed in here. That's what you see in the background. I don't have no mattress and box spring, so I broke down the headboard, and that's just the bed. I just need to take that thing, put that downstairs in the garage. But I kept it up there because I said if I ever buy me a bed, I don't got to go back to the garage and put it back upstairs. So I said I'll just keep it in this room for now. And so, because the computer that they gave me for this company that I work with is in the other room that I'm normally in. You always see the other bedroom. This computer was in there. But because I had to connect the other computer to the Ethernet cord, the cable box is in the other room. So I put my personal computer in this room because it's a wireless. The other computer is on a hardwired because when you work from home, A lot of these companies require that you have a home phone and you must have a Ethernet. It has to be connected. It cannot be wireless. So fortunately, I'm able to go wireless on this computer and hardwired on the other computer. And the other computer is a Mac. They sent you a Mac. So basically, I could claim 2 rooms as my office for tax purposes. I could take the square footage of this room and the other room and have 2 rooms as my office. So that's a good thing. But like I was saying, working from home, especially when you first start and you're in training mode, the first few days or so, it may be real slow. You're not really going to do a whole lot. You're going to do a lot of administrative work, paperwork, you know, making sure your computer systems are set in place because it requires a lot of passwords and, things have to be downloaded and then you got people then you have some people in the room or class with you, they working from home. And some people's technical skills are so limited, you could tell them to do something and they don't, they be lost. So you got to wait on them to finish and catch up. You know, that's a drawback. Because you're sitting there, you're like waiting, like, okay. And there's always somebody that be somewhere in the middle of USA, never worked a computer in their life. Um, that's always lost. And because you can't really go forward until everybody's on the same page, that kind of slows up the process. You know, it's just like when you're in a classroom with people at in a room. There'll be always that one person or 2 people who always got their computer locked or something going on. Then you got somebody who wants to be the clown that always want to tell these dark jokes, and ain't nothing funny, but everybody want to tell these dark jokes. And then you're like, oh my God, is this person ever going to shut up? Ain't no different when you're working from home. You're not hearing anybody because most of the time they muted you. You could mute yourself. But when people start unmuting and they want to talk and you got to sit there, I say, oh God, this is going to be almost over. And now when I work from home and handling people, customers on the phone, let me tell you, it could be just as draining as just if you was working in the office. When you work from home, trust me, you don't have as much freedom as you think you do. A lot of people, the only thing that's good about when you work from home is that you could literally sleep longer. You don't have to worry about, I got to drive home and be in traffic. You ain't got to worry about that. You don't got to worry about going to anybody's cafeteria and, spending a lot of money. You really don't even got to spend a lot of money. When I looked at my bank statement, or I'm not even spending nowhere close to gas like I used to. When I was doing those food deliveries and even though I was doing Domino's, I was like, dang, I was spending in gas, even though gas is real cheap. I'm not even going I think I go to the gas station maybe every other week now. I mean, so far, I'm not going to the gas station as much. And now I do the merchandising gigs, but I'm not doing that. I don't do that every day. If I have any gigs to do, I'll do that probably on a Friday or Saturday, but I'm not doing something all day. And that merchandising job is not even that many miles. So I'm not spending as nothing in gas. I'm not really eating out. I mean, yeah, I did go to Chick-fil-A today, but I'm not going out to eat at all. If I'm cooking mostly at home, going to the, grocery store, whatever. So other than that, it's kind of great. You just have to be more self-managed, managing of your time and, you know, being able to just sit there and do what you got to do and do what you got to do to work. Guess what I found when I was digging in some boxes? Hand sanitizer. I found me like, I got me a little small bottle. This is another one I found. And when I went to Chick-fil-A, you know how they got the hand sanitizer, hand wipes? So I always, look at this. I had grabbed I got like, it's not a lot. 5 hand sanitizers. It was like right on the counter in the drawer in the kitchen. I said, wait a minute, look at here. If I knew it was going to be this dang hard to get damn hand sanitizer wipes, I would have grabbed a whole bunch of these every day when I went to Chick-fil-A. When they had it out, I would have and put them in a bag. Sure would have. And I had these from a few months ago. They were just sitting in the counter, right there in the drawer in the kitchen. Boy, who would think? If I would ever thought that this was going to be a big issue, I would have bought a whole bunch of hand sanitizers at the Dollar Tree. But I managed to find. This is just one of them I got. I got another one on my desk. I had a small one sitting on the desk. Then I found another small hand sanitizer. Hey, Avon. Then I found me another hand sanitizer. Then I found me a little pin pump thing hand sanitizer in a box, and it was like one of those samples when I went to the doctor's office. You know how long ago that was? That was like almost 2 years ago. It was in a box. But then the other hand sanitizer was a pump. Let me show y'all. And then it ran out. Let me show y'all what I had found in a box today. I'm gonna go in the other room. See, look. I had in the box, I had this on my desk. I've always kept this on my desk. That's a little one, little sample. Only got a little bit left in there. Then I have found this hand sanitizer in a box. Then I found this. Then I looked at it. I said, dang it, ain't got nothing in it. Empty. But I'm going to keep it because sometimes when you go to Walgreens, they have that big old hand sanitizer. Or near the pharmacy, they'll have that big hand sanitizer right there on the counter. So if I ever go to Walgreens or CVS and they got the little hand sanitizer that's supposed to be the person's off, I'm gonna I'm gonna have this one day if I have it and remember to have it. I'm gonna pump that and fill this up. Fill this up. Because that's the only way I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna have to find some place that got it and pump it. What are they gonna tell me? Put it back? Ain't like I said, nope, I'm gonna put this in here so I could, spray it on my hand. And I put my hand on the hand sanitizer. And I said, can I just give me a little bit and go about my business? But I have to remember to take it. Sure will. Look at you. He got a little mask on the emoji. Ain't this a shame? So when I clean up the garage, maybe I'll find me some more hands. You know what? I'm gonna see if I find me some more hand sanitizer. Cause you know, like I had that car, and sometimes I have stuff in that car, and it'll be in a bag. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna find me some more. But yep, that's what I managed to find. These, this, and all three it is. This is empty. This got like a little. Oops. This one is brand new. I just opened it. I took the seal off from the top, and then I had a little bit of this. So who would ever think these things would be so valuable? But that's just going to be for emergency sake. You know, I'm not going to just use these when I'm in the house when I can wash my hands with soap and water. So these, they're not supposed to replace soap and water when it comes to washing your hands. But it's good to know. Hey, David. So let me see. Yeah, so working from home, let me tell you, if you tired of, I'm doing great, go ahead and hit the thumbs up as you into the room. I need 9 for 9. But let me tell you, Uber Eats and all these food apps, Grubhub, and I find a lot of people on YouTube, and I'm not talking about the old heads, the ones I used to follow from 3 years ago or 4 years ago. A lot of people now being deactivated from Uber. And I'm thinking to myself, they're going to do that with Instacart. The minute they start to see how, let me tell you when they're going to, let me tell you when I think they're going to start deactivating people. You're going to see a lot of people deactivated. Wait till they start giving out that emergency stimulus package and those businesses start filing for those stimulus. The minute they get that millions of dollars, watch. They're gonna be deactivating it. And all of a sudden, you're gonna see a whole lot of people being deactivated from Instacart and Uber Eats and all these other ones. Watch. I know, Ava, you're gonna say you still hear that beep noise. The door is already closed. Dang it. Trying to see if that thing gonna go off. Yeah, so that's what I think gonna happen. A lot of people they're gonna be deactivated because one, see, when they start doing that background check, recheck again, or they see a lot of people establish new accounts, meaning that they had an old email account and they're gonna find that they had an email account from before. They're gonna deactivate people from that, claiming they broke the terms and conditions of the agreement. Because you will never get a hold of anybody. You will never get a hold of anyone. I'm sorry, Ava. I know you said that thing bothered you to death. Let me see. Yeah, I think they're gonna deactivate a lot of people, and they're gonna deactivate yeah, they're gonna deactivate a lot of people for breaking the terms and conditions of the agreement. Because I'm quite sure a lot of people had opened up a new email account to do Uber Eats and stuff again. And not just Uber, that Instacart. Instacart, they notorious for wanting to deactivate people. The minute they feel they don't need you no more, watch. Thanks. You hear that train in the background? It's so quiet. I can hear the train, and the train is at least 5 miles away. Y'all hear the train? Let me see if y'all can hear anything. That train is nowhere closer to where I'm at. That train is all the way going towards Lithonia. No, that train is coming from Lilburn. That's Lilburn, Lawrenceville Highway, going from over there. But that's 5 miles away. That's not really close. Not to hear it like that. I can hear it. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but yeah. So that's what I think. They're gonna be real sneaky and deactivating people. And let me tell you another reason I think that's gonna be a downfall. The downfall is gonna come into, and I hope and pray that none of y'all who do in these food apps gets the V. I ain't gonna say the word. Can't hear the train. Yeah, there's nobody on the road. It means people are at home. But this subdivision has always been quiet anyway. You don't hear hood rats driving up and down the road, blasting music and all that kind of crazy stuff. But there's no reason at this time. It's like not 10:55 on 11 o'clock. Ain't nothing open. Ain't nothing open. I'm so thirsty. But yeah, because like I said, as if this thing gets real bad and they're gonna prevent a lot of people from coming into the stores and all that kind of crazy stuff and really start tightening up with the crowd control. Because even Quick Trip, they said no more than 10 people could be in the store at any time. At any one time, they can't have no more than 10 people. So I was like, how the hell are you going to know how many people's in that store at one time unless you put a turnstile in it? Get out of here. Dang. I have the window open and all these dang little bugs or look like mosquitoes. No, they look like a mosquito. Flying in from the window. Dang it. Now I gotta open the window, let them see if they could get out of here. Anywho, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I say, you know what? I get these advertisements all the time. Work from home, working from home. If I were y'all, and especially the ones who've been doing all these gig apps for 4 or 5 years, you better look for a job sitting at home when as they need it. Working at the grocery store is not even safe anymore. I was reading something yesterday. They were saying people at the especially in Chicago, they said there was a lot of people working in the grocery store caught the virus, had passed away. And I read this one story. It was a young girl, and I spoke to one of I spoke to one of y'all last night, and I told that story that I was reading it. It made me so sad. She was a young girl. I could tell she was African American. I can't remember her name. In Chicago, she worked at Giants, which is a food supermarket, and she said to her mother that, um, she wanted to work at the grocery store because I'm trying not to cry. Um, because she said that it was her duty because she wanted to make sure that the elderly were able to get their groceries. And that's why she had worked because she said, well, if she doesn't, who's going to get the elderly's weren't able to get the groceries and she worked and I could tell she was like a teenager, and the mother said that her last day of working was back in late March, and about a week later, she passed away. And when I read that, I was so, I started to cry. Now, I don't know this person, but the fact that she was a young girl and all she wanted to do was work, because her concern was the elderly was not able to get groceries. That's why she did it. And she passed away. See, and then it was saying there was people who was working at Walmart and so many grocery stores that they weren't giving them the proper gear. They weren't giving them the proper gear. I'm so sick of that thing. I'm gonna open this window back up. They weren't giving them the proper things to work. People trying to put food, stock the food and groceries in the stores, and they weren't even giving them the proper things to protect themselves. And most people are going in and out of the damn Walmart and grocery stores, walking around there, and maybe they're not keeping their distance. I don't know. But people, to make sure that people are fed and being taken care of, I really think they need to put a national shelter in place. For real. For real. I really think they should. I know, and there's ways that you could do that. I don't think it's a necessity for fast food places to be open, in my opinion. Matter of fact, if it wasn't open, shoot, maybe I could save some money and not eat so much junk. But that's not a necessity to me. I mean, I know that those people who work at these fast food places, they need their jobs, and um, they need income to work. But if you're going to be opened in that capacity, I don't think you should be like. Let me give you an example, because I witnessed this, and I said that's why I will never order food from Uber Eats and Grubhub and all those food deliveries to come to my house and deliver food. What difference does it make if you Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats walking inside of the restaurant to grab the bag just to leave and deliver the food to you? Who's to say that that's safe? You don't know. The people who, let me tell you, last week or week after last, or whatever week that was, when I went to McDonald's, went to the drive-thru. First the sign was confusing. It says pick up only, or whatever. And I said, okay, why you got the door open? If you should have said, don't say pick up and then you open. So I walked inside. And it says, oh, you Uber Eats? I said, no. And it says, well, it's only for pickup only. I said, well, then you need to be more clear. Pickup only means if I'm coming in, no, takeout only. If it says takeout only, You ain't specify is takeout only means you going picking up food for Uber Eats and Grubhub or whatever. Takeout only means you come inside, you take it out, and you go. So then I saw this one guy. He had a mask on and stuff, open toe shoes, flip flop shoes, with some shorts on. It wasn't even that. It wasn't even hot. So I was like, where he going? And then he had the bag. He had no. He had the black bag or the red bag. He had this plain old hand. Even though McDonald's sealed the bag, he had the food. Grabbed the bag, and then he went in the car. He put nothing in no bag. He put it right in that seat in the car. Now, how sanitary is that? That ain't unsanitary. You walked inside with no bag, you grabbed the bag of food, and you went in the car, and they poured some. How many hands went through that bag before you got it, and then you giving it to the other person? At least if you went and got your own food, if I got in my own car and I drove to wherever and went to the drive-through, at least Chick-fil-A. Let me tell you what Chick-fil-A does. They put your food on a tray, and then they don't even hand you the bag. They got the bag on the tray and your drinks on the tray, and then they pushing it out, and then you grabbing it. There's less people touching that bag, you know. And at least then you could see how you don't have a bunch of people touching the food, and to me, why would I want food to be delivered on the step? That don't make no sense. That's why I said, fast food places is not essential. Now I know some people say, well, everybody don't cook. Yeah, that's true. Everybody don't cook. But to me, everybody don't cook. But at the same time, if you're cautious, they say, oh, well, everybody don't have a car to get their food. Blah blah blah. I don't know. All I know is this. I'm not paying $15, minimum $15 at nasty McDonald's to get Uber Eats delivered. $15 for McDonald's? That's just highway robbery to me. $15 minimum to order McDonald's. Mm-mm. They got the nerve to be $7 and some change for the Big Mac meal. So you want me to spend $15? Nah, yeah, I'll pass on that. I could assure you, if I don't cook, there's a whole lot of meals. Even if you don't cook, you go to the supermarket. Any supermarket will have ready-made meals, chicken made, vegetables made. You ain't gotta cook. You just pick up food that's already been made by somebody else. You can get a rotisserie chicken, you know. You can get vegetables, salads. So even if you don't cook, it ain't gonna be no dang fast food places that you gotta go and order with Uber Eats and Grubhub. By the time you spend your $15 to order, and most of the time, if it's just one person, how much food can you how much $15 of McDonald's can you get for one person? So you have you and some children and some kids. That's way more than $15. That ain't even $15. What is it? Two kids meals, a regular meal, maybe for some little bit of whatever. Nah, I'll pass. I'll pass. I'll just go right on to the Publix, get me rotisserie chicken or fried chicken, and open up a can of vegetables and make that a meal for 3 days or 4, depending on what you get. But yeah, when I read that article, they said even working in the supermarket is dangerous now. And they said it's bad in Chicago. They said that it was real bad in Chicago. You know, so once so many supermarkets at Kroger, they trying to pay bonuses and pay maybe over $10, $15 an hour. I don't know, to hire people just to come in there to help stock, clean, and making sure that things are um, shelved. Someone's washing, clean, washing, wiping down the trays. The shopping carts, sterilizing and doing everything they can to make sure they're safe. But that was a very sad thing that when I read that. And to me, if you're a hoarder, you somebody who be buying 25 and outrageous things at the store, you got blood on your hands. And I mean, I'm dead serious when I say that. You don't need to go to no grocery store and hoard a bunch of items like that. Nobody don't have to tell people to limit to or certain things. You don't have to go out there like playing crazy and buy up a bunch of stuff. You save things for other people too. I was never been the one to do that. When it used to snow, ice storm come, everybody would run to the grocery store and buy a whole bunch of items. For what? You buy for what you need in your family, not go crazy. And then you having these poor workers working themselves to keep stuff stocked and to keep things in order for everyone else. And that girl, all she wanted to do was to serve, to make sure that elderly people were able to get their groceries. And she lost her life. I know. That's another thing. Littering gloves on the ground. Why? Why? I thought it was you, David. I thought maybe it was just me that seen that. Every time I'm going somewhere, I see these blue plastic gloves on the ground. For what? Does that make any sense? I can't even find a lick of gloves. So much, people got the nerve to throw it on the ground. See, that's why this coronavirus ain't going nowhere. Because if you got germs and stuff on your hands, why are you throwing it on the ground? For what? Not this. I mean, nobody's not gonna pick it up by their hand and throw it in the garbage. I'm quite sure they got those things that's gonna litter it. But if it's in the air, I saw it at Walmart yesterday. I see it every time I go somewhere. I see it. I see it on the ground at the grocery store, Dollar General. I'm like, really, people? Be that trifling that you can't put that thing in the garbage, or better yet, take it home and put it in your own trash receptacle. You gotta leave it on the ground. How stupid is that? And I know one thing. If I had a box of gloves or had just enough, I'll take that thing and wash it. Put that thing right in some Clorox bleach water and just wash those plastic gloves. Especially if it's that, unless it tore, like tear up, then you could throw it in the garbage. But if it's not torn up, you just take it off. You just put that thing in some bleach water and sanitize those gloves and dry it, not in the heat because it'll melt. But just, but don't throw it on the ground. You just throw it on the ground like it ain't nothing. See, that's why I don't, that's another reason why I'm not so particular about ordering no food through no these apps. Because even the people wearing the gloves and you're still touching the door, you still touch, you still touching other stuff. So what's the point? You're wearing gloves to do what? Because you want to open the door when you go inside to pick it up. How many people has touched that door? They don't have somebody just standing there that whole time. They standing there wiping down the gloves. Every single person that goes through there, every single person who goes to that door that's touching that door, they are opening that door with that gloves, and then they touch the glove. They got the gloves on, but they grabbing the bag, and then they grabbing it. That to me, that's why I said Uber Eats, Grubhub. I mean, I know a lot of y'all rely on those apps to make some extra money, but think about the cycle. Think about the cycle. They said that these germs, this V, is could stay on surfaces for 3 days. That's what they say. 3 days. It could be longer. It could be 3 weeks. So can you imagine? That don't make no sense to me. Because at least if you're limiting the distance from people, everybody keep their space. See, I do more than 6 feet or whatever. I'll be in line and they have to read a footprint and they say that's 6 feet apart. Man, I'm about 18 feet away. I don't even walk up. I'm not even doing 6 feet. I'm doing 18. I'm like 3, 4 people step back. And then, and I said, nope, I'll get up, I'll get to the register when they've completely finished. But I am about 18 feet. I'm not even up no 6 feet. I'm like, 6, 12, 18. Boom, standing right here. Now, yeah, I'm on. Are you in line? Yes, I am. I just said, I just choose to stay 18 feet away, not 6. And they don't say nothing. If you want to stay, stay 18 feet away. I'm way far from people when I'm in line. And I tend to go either middle of the afternoon or a time frame when there's hardly nobody in the store. That's when I go. But other than that, I felt a little sick the other day when I went outside. I was saying, why I feel so dizzy and I felt so nauseated. But then after watching someone else's video, she lives in Houston. She said she felt the same way, but she said it was her iron was low. And then I said to myself, you know what? That's probably what I'm experiencing. My iron is low. I haven't been eating no vegetables on a regular basis like I used to. You know how I used to eat kale and spinach and stuff? I haven't been eating any kind of vegetables or iron rich foods. And I said, you know what? That's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. My iron level is low. I've been just drinking tea and eating candy and orange juice. I was not drinking. I have not been doing a lot of iron. Yeah, I'm still hanging in there. Thanks for the thumbs up. Well, I ain't talking about nothing about my topic. I was talking about working from home, advantages and disadvantages. Well, I did mention it, but now, tax things. So I finally finished my tax return. So I'm just waiting for my refund. And I got to go to the post office tomorrow and mail a tax return and my state return from 2 years ago that I never did. Some bitch tore it up. It was on my table and she insisted on wanting to help me clean up. And then, you know how you feel people, they want to help you and then you didn't even look at it. You just tear my stuff up. Anybody with common sense would have, if they saw something like a tax return, that wouldn't be something you just tear up. You just so focused on just tearing stuff up just to tear. You're not even looking at nothing. So now I gotta go somewhere tomorrow, well, sometime tomorrow or Friday, and print the return and mail it. So, but I haven't really got a lot of questions about taxes this year, especially from the gig workers. I guess a lot of people. I was wondering if they had social distancing. How are y'all going to get your tax return done if people are closing their office unless you submit it to them electronically, or whatever. But this year's tax return it didn't really require me a whole lot of itemized deductions. I mean, I did still do some deductions, but um, a lot of it was didn't exceed the standard deduction. So basically, my refund was the taxes and withholdings that I paid into and got that back. So I did have a lot of W-2s from last year because I did work at one, two, three. I think I worked at 4 different companies and got a W-2. So, anyways, I'm tired. Y'all ain't got no questions for me? Nin, Vicky, David, Avon, Romeo, Top Speed Review. I know who else is on here. It's not y'all, but I only mentioned what? 1, 2, 3. I only mentioned what, 4 or 5 of y'all? When can we travel? Who knows? I don't know. I guess next year. When you say when can you travel? Probably next year. I know one thing. I'm not going on no cruise anytime soon. See, now when I wanted to go somewhere, now all of a sudden you can't go nowhere. You can't even go to the beach so much. Going any place. I know. I've been watching YouTube video movies, and then I had subscribed to Netflix, which I'm about to downgrade because it's free for 30 days. So I'm gonna go back and look at my Hulu, Netflix movies, YouTube. There's a lot of interesting movies on YouTube. Not the ones you got to pay for, but there's a lot of free ones. I've been catching up on a lot of different things on there. TV shows and older movies. I said I've seen this already, but then there was some um, ones I haven't seen in a long time. So between watching YouTube movies for free, Netflix, and Hulu, that's my movies. And can you imagine all those movies that were supposed to come out? Can you imagine how much they're losing? If I see another damn YouTube channel about making some damn mask, I'ma scream. I mean, some of these masks that people are making is pretty good, but dang, it don't take all that. I just found me some 4 banderas in my house, and I put them all in the washing machine. And I ain't gonna do no fancy mask. I'm gonna put that dang bandana right around my face and go about my business. And then people say, "Oh, you gonna make a make masks out of old T-shirts." and drawing. They were doing elaborate drawing and cutting it out and sewing it. If you don't got no sewing machine, people being all fancy with the dang mask. My mother told me, what day was that? Sunday. She was saying it was some lady up in Charleston bought all these materials and made all these masks and trying to sell them at the hospital. She spent all her money, and then they told her they can't use these. They said it's not even compliant for them to wear. And she was, trying to be greedy and make money from making masks. But I said, people, boy, they try to make something. I mean, ain't nothing wrong being enterprising, but really, all you gotta do is put an old T-shirt or something right around your face, a bandera or something. I was reading on somebody's YouTube post. Somebody was wearing had a garbage bag covering their nose and mouth. I said, "Oh, you dumb fool, trying to suffocate themselves." People got so desperate they was a garbage bag as a mask. How stupid can you be? How you gonna be wearing a garbage bag around guys as a mask? Plastic that says, "Please keep out of children." They need to put, "Please keep out of dumb adults." You know, wearing a plastic on your nose as a mask. Then that person fall out, and he'd be thinking, "Oh my God, they suffer from the corona." No, they suffer from suffocating from a plastic bag over their face. Dumbass. Boy, sometimes you can't give no sympathy to some people doing some of the dumbest stuff. I'm like, well, who does that? I don't give a dang. Plastic bag or covering your nose and your mouth don't make no sense. And then somebody talking about they waiting to see somebody cover their nose and face with their wife's bra and a shoe. Yeah, I do that before you come up there and put plastic on your face. People ain't got no sense, none. All right, y'all, come on, hit the thumbs up as you enter the room or as you exit. But ain't that silly? Oh, this is another thing I'm learning to do. Gardening. I already got me some. I ain't see the spinach come up yet, but I got me some radish, spinach, peppers. It started to germinate, so it's starting to be little seedlings. So one of my things I'm gonna probably do it on Friday because I'm off on Friday and Saturday. So I'm gonna take y'all along, show you some of my little gardening things I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to grow like spinach, peppers, peas, beans. I think I got carrots too. I have to see, but I'll show y'all that. Well, I can't. I probably have to take maybe I'm gonna try to do a little video and download it and show y'all my little vegetables garden that I'm trying to do. I hope it comes out good this year because last year I tried, but it didn't go beyond it didn't go beyond the germination process. I think what I did was that I tried to keep it in the window, but it wasn't getting enough sun. So and then um I didn't have it in proper soil. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on growing a garden from pots and containers. So hopefully this year it will come out and look like something. But let me tell you, this thing going around is going to affect the food chain. Give me a thumbs down. Probably some play hating person that didn't like what I had to say. At least ain't no trolls came through here tonight. You know, the patrol be coming in here acting like a fool. Probably the food that said something when I had said something about they were wearing a garbage bag around their face as a mask. I know I'm gonna grow watermelon too. You know, I had I don't know. You know, like sometime when I was eating watermelon in the past summers, I would throw the watermelon seeds out there in the backyard. But maybe one year, maybe one day, something a watermelon would just grow out of that dirt one day. But it takes a while. I'll be surprised though. Did I buy any watermelon seeds this year? I don't know if I did or not. I'm gonna have to look through my seeds box, see if I had any watermelon seeds from previous year. I'm gonna try to do it, but mm, they say it requires a lot of fertile land in the soil for the watermelon to be right. But you know what I'm gonna do, David? I'm gonna grow some strawberries. I've been watching a lot of videos on growing strawberries, but I have never saw any strawberry seeds. Now that I think about it, but you could have seeds from vegetable or fruit. You take the seed, like when you eat strawberries and stuff. There's the seeds, and you can actually cut the strawberry and get the seeds from that, and then you could dry it out, and then you could actually have seeds from a lot of things because I was looking at somebody's YouTube video. They were talking about even people buying seeds were running out. I was like, what? So that's what I want to do because, like I said, this little thing going around. If the food supply, like vegetables and stuff, stop not being cause think about it. If this thing goes bad, then you don't have any of those workers picking the vegetables from the fields to bring it to the market. So that could affect food prices. If people start getting sick and there was no farmers, nobody to do it, what's gonna happen with the food? You ain't gonna have any food. The food supply. Yeah, you could get canned vegetables and stuff, but once you buy up all the canned vegetables, you have to have the food grown and picked and go to the can for it to be done. So if these businesses go out of business and things start to, you know, have a spiral effect on agriculture and things of that nature. Yeah, I love strawberries too. So if that's things, if there's no one to pick those fruits and stuff when harvest come, or to put, because you have to still harvest the vegetables to take it to the factories to put in the cans, or the vegetables to be put out in the supermarkets. If people start getting sick with this, what's going to happen? You're going to have no food, and that's going to be a that's then that you talking about people buying up water and toilet paper. Hmm. That's why I said, let me go ahead and start. And this was way before this thing came out. I started thinking about let me grow my own vegetables and start growing my own stuff. And y'all remember now, Sunday's Easter, and all the stores are closed on Easter. Because remember when I did Instacart and Grubhub on Easter Sunday, it was like nothing was open, nothing. Everything was closed. So remember, Publix and is Kroger closed? I want to say Kroger closed, or they may be open. Well, Easter Sunday, supermarkets are closed, so remember that. So if you gotta buy the groceries or whatever, remember Sunday things are closed. Eggs. I went to Aldi's, eggs was 49 cents a carton. And then when I went to Kroger, it's not as bad. Eggs and Aldi's eggs are still 49 cents. Now that was last week. Now, if they went up, they may be. I haven't seen eggs go up like that. I saw eggs go pretty much stay stable. If eggs are going up, it's because people thinking they're trying to do Easter eggs and paint them and stuff. Other than that, I just think eggs go up because people were so used to um, doing things for Easter and they would buy them up. That's what I think. But that's only my thing. That's only my reasoning of why Easter eggs, eggs go up because of that. But I do need to buy me some eggs anyway. I ain't got nothing to make for, well, sure. I ain't got no milk. I ain't got no eggs. I'll go to the supermarket tomorrow. Buy my staple goods. All right, y'all. I'm tired. I'll probably come on tomorrow. See what's going on. All right. All right, David, Vicky, Avon, Dorian, I know you on here, probably working. Romeo, Top Speed Reviews, The Glamorous Dawn, Seashell, Michelle. What? Win Dixie, they're gonna be open. I don't know, Easter Sunday they not. You better check that again. I like Aldi's stuff. Aldi's, you always know they stuff be fresh and very inexpensive. All right, I'm sleepy. What time is it? It's only 11:35. Wait a minute. I ain't gonna stay up that late. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. And oh, let me see. Anybody want me to talk about some other work from home jobs? Let me know. But let me put on the chat. Let me put in my chat a good resource to go to. Rat Race Rebellion. Now this is a good site, ratracerebellion.com. They always list a lot of work at home jobs and gig jobs, and they list a lot of things. And then this other site is steady.com. That's another one, and they list a lot of work from home jobs, gig jobs, and it's like one place to look for different things if you want to do it. So y'all go ahead and check that out. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Be safe, wash your hands, cover your mouth. Don't put no plastic bag over your mouth as a mask. I don't want nobody to suffocate. And oh, they all think you. Okay. Well, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night. And y'all have a good night and y'all stay safe. Thanks for the thumbs up. See you.